Steve Mytych with us. He is the head coach for Keystone College Wrestling Program. And Steve, here we are, year number 2, and getting going. You guys are pretty excited, and I know you eat this stuff up, even though you coach some softball in the spring.
Yep.
But let's talk a little bit about how your year's going and some guys that you're able to bring in.
Yeah, year 2 has been much more smooth. Nice recruiting class. Have some tough kids, some tough lightweights. The kids that returned from last year, good leaders, on and off the mat, mostly off the mat, which is the most important academically. So, we're rolling through the year right now. We had 2 guys place at the Monarch Invitational, Colby Brownsburg and Paul Miller. You'll hear from those guys soon. One took 2nd, one took 4th. So, those guys are doing well right out of the gate.
Overall, the experience that you're having, and what's the campus like now that wrestling's on campus and being able to see some people? And obviously there's been a lot of sports at Keystone over the years, but now to maybe get some wrestlers kind of walking around campus and seeing the jackets and different things?
Yeah, it's definitely a different tone when wrestlers are around. Even my experience at Drexel and Northampton, wrestlers definitely skip to their own beat. So, just in the weight room, kind of getting after it, with general students around and stuff. It's nice. It's nice that we're starting to get noticed a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about what your goals are for this year. You talked about, getting the feet wet last year, getting guys in, starting the program. A lot less to worry about, as you mentioned. So take us through some of the things you'd like to accomplish.
Yeah, some of the goals for this year, I'd really like to get someone to the national tournament. We have a couple guys that are definitely in position to do that. And that'll come from a few different things. Health is always one. You have to stay healthy. And then just peaking at the end of the year, which traditionally I've been pretty good with, no matter what the sport is. Making sure everybody's healthy and ready to go for what matters most, and that's the regional tournament.
It's nice that we do have some positive things going on with wrestling here in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So, we get over to Wilkes University and John Lodgelager's done a nice job. Nice that the college over at Lackawanna College is having some wrestling this year, obviously at Keystone as well. And you love the sport. You're kind of an ambassador overall to say, hey, let's continue that quest. Obviously, the Lehigh Valley, everybody's really into it. Let's talk a little bit about just trying to promote getting these guys here and then making a name for themselves at Keystone College.
Yeah, absolutely. The sport's really growing. Keystone's in a nice position because, we sit right in northeast Pennsylvania, not too far from the Lehigh Valley, not too far from District 4, Bloomsburg, Wyalusing, Benton, and then also the District 2 schools, where I coached a little bit of high school there too. So there's a nice, a nice range of student athletes that we can pick from. Keystone, I'm looking for, my first All-American, my first national champ, my first NCAA qualifier, our first regional place winner, So, a lot of firsts still need to happen for Keystone, and, I'm really excited to really get that ball rolling.
How about some of the challenges with weight classes and whether you see a little bit of a trend? And high school, we tend to see some trends in certain weight classes.
Yep.
How about college weight classes? The upper weights a little bit still?
Yeah, recruiting from 165 to heavyweight is super tough. A lot of those kids that are big and athletic, they can play, Division I football, 1AA, Division II, III, all the way down to junior college. So, a lot of those kids, if they're good athletes, they kind of tend to push more towards football. I try to get a good relationship with some of these guys early on, and really plant that seed early to kind of get them on campus, make them feel involved. Because a lot of dual meets are won, in the upper weights. If you have some studs up top, it's hard to bounce around and kind of beat those guys. So I'm definitely always on the lookout for some bigger guys.
How about guys responding to you here at the college level? Let's talk a little bit about the relationships you're having with these guys. When you tie in with, you're recruiting these guys and selling them on who you are and what Keystone College is all about.
Yeah, the good thing for right now is I'm only 30 years old, so I could still get in the weight room and throw weights around and get in the wrestling room and scrap with the guys and drill hard and kind of show them the way, the way I was raised, with that Northampton, Drexel, coaching at Lehigh with the LVAC and stuff. So, I'm able to legitimately get in there myself and kind of show them how it's done for now anyway, until, the aging process kicks in a little more, but at least that'll kind of be set in stone, what's expected.
And as far as getting guys to fit at Keystone College, talk about some of the majors that you're getting from some of these guys and making sure that it is the right fit. You want a great marriage that lasts for 4 years.
Yep.
You don't want something that kind of, lasts a year and goes away. So
right.
Take us through some of the majors you think that some of these wrestlers are interested in.
Yeah, education is really big. The sciences are huge. We have some, physical therapy majors.
Big field as well, the physical therapy.
Yeah, no, it's great. Actually, George Stilgenbauer, who you'll hear from later, he's in that right now. So by way of ESU, he came to us. So, we attract a lot of people. Criminal justice is nice too. We have a few guys in that too. A lot of hands-on experience at Keystone, and I think the 11-to-1 ratio is about what it is in the classroom. So you're not just a number. They know who you are. They know you by name, and that's good for me because I have a very good relationship with the professors also.
Keystone College Coach Steve Mytych with us for the wrestling program. We appreciate your time. Enjoy the holiday weekend with your family, and we look forward to talking to you again in the near future.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
George Stilgenbauer joining us from the Northampton Concrete Kids. Everybody loves those.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a cement mixer, right?
Yeah.
And now you're Keystone College. You're ready for the next level. So let's talk a little bit about high school and how things fared for you.
In high school, kind of just wrestled how I was taught to, just wrestle. I don't really know what else to say about it. And then I took a year off and went to East Stroudsburg University. And then I got in contact with Steve Mytych about coming to Keystone to wrestle for him. I've been here ever since.
Let's talk about the tradition from where you're from, your neck of the woods. There's a whole lot of tradition for wrestling. And now, of course, not everybody becomes a collegiate wrestler, but now you're doing that. But talk a little bit about growing up. Was it the only thing you knew? You started at 5 years old?
Yep. I started when I was real little and then just took a couple years off here and there. And then got back into it real strong in high school. And then when I came to college, he's from Northampton too, so we had a lot of the same ideas and ways of thinking and lifting programs and stuff like that. So it worked out well.
Let's talk about your teammates this year and trying to get them, up to speed on the way you do things. And I'm sure you're learning some things from them as well. And what kind of a time are you having at Keystone?
This year's team is great. I mean, everybody really bonds well together. Our 125 and 133, Paul and Colby, we all get along great. Really the whole lineup. We can joke around together, but when it's time to get down to business, we get down to business. Let's
talk about the weight that you're wrestling at and obviously some of the competition you'll face.
I'm at 165 right now. The competition's tough, definitely tough.
How about body types? Let's talk a little bit about that. At 165, are you still getting some tall lankies in college?
Yeah, you got some tall, lanky guys, but you also have short and stocky guys, and then you have tall guys that are still pretty stocky. So it's all different types of wrestling in each body type too.
You have a preference, or is it just, hey, I got to go out and wrestle?
I just got to go out and wrestle.
Well, some guys study their opponent a lot. Other guys just say, I don't want to know anything. I just want to go out. How about
go out and have fun?
Okay.
So
you're one of those guys. You come from a big family. Tell us a little bit about your siblings.
I have an older brother. He lives in Texas. He's in the military. I have an older sister who actually just gave me my first nephew a couple months ago. And I have a little brother who still wrestles for Northampton High School.
As far as what you'd like to do at Keystone College, take us through, what you'd like to try to do in the next couple of years.
I would like to, just wrestle until I can't anymore, and then graduate my degree and get my life going, start on my career.
How about your area of study? Talk about your major.
I'm a public health major, so I would like to run my own juvenile psychiatric facility. I actually work at one now, so I'm in the door, just trying to get my degree here yet, so.
And what put you towards that field? What anybody in the family, or?
I actually got a job this past summer at a mental health facility, and I fell in love with it. Changed my major right away, and it just I realized what I wanted to do, and helping those kids is what I want.
Well, great to hear, and we wish you the best going forward, George. Thank you for your time, and enjoy your family and the holidays.
Thank you.
Colby Bronsberg joining us from Keystone College Wrestling, and Colby, let's talk about your experience so far. Talk about what it's like to be a Giant and in that wrestling room.
It's been a good experience so far. I like the atmosphere, so I feel like it's a good fit for me. Small classrooms. I'm liking everyone on the team so far. So,
how about Coach Mytych? Talk about what sold you on him and what sold you on Keystone College.
I like Mytych because he's a lighter weight. He's a lighter weight coach, so I find that good. I don't know, has lots of energy, so I like that.
How about some of your teammates and getting along with them? Talk about what that's been like.
Everyone seemed pretty cool so far. Easy to get along with.
As far as your wrestling style, would you say you kind of picked up the Bloomsburg kind of style of a high school wrestler, or there's some clubs that you're involved with down there and you learn from some other people, and now you have Coach Mytych as a different coach as well?
Yeah, bringing in a little bit of everything. I mean, got to adapt to everything, I guess, a little bit of everything. So,
what do you think some of your strengths are out there on the mat?
I don't know. I guess I'm top. I like top, so.
How about staying in shape and being as fit as you could be, and the difference from high school to college? What's that been like?
I mean, I enjoy training, so it's really important to stay on, being conditioned, and staying in the weight room is really important. So
it's doing a good job in the classroom right now. You got a younger brother, Logan. Tell us a little bit about him.
He used to play football, he used to play baseball, and he wrestles. So, but now he's a freshman. He's just wrestling all year round now. So.
How about your major? Talk about your major.
I'm a business major, so bachelor's degree. That's what I'm going for.
What do you want to do down the road with that business degree? You have any thoughts right now, or you just kind of?
Yeah, I would like to. I don't know. I feel like it'd be pretty nice managing a business, and then maybe go off on my own doing like a landscaping side business, maybe something like that.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Colby, we wish you well this year, and enjoy the time with your family during the holidays as well.
Thank you.
Paul Miller is joining us from the Keystone College Giants wrestling program. And Paul, what's been your experience so far at Keystone?
It's great right now. I started off as a good season. I'm 7-1 right now. I think I'm doing great, but I don't want to get ahead of anything. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully wherever wrestling takes me, I keep going.
Strong lightweights. Let's talk about some of those guys and some of your partners that you're wrestling with.
Yes, I wrestle with Ryan Salenza. He's a senior right now. Kobe, the 125-pounder. I wrestle with my friend named Terrion. I'm Chef. We call him Chef. He's 141 too. I just wrestle around with all of them.
Let's talk about your high school experience, where you went to school.
I went to Saucon Valley High School, Helltown area, Bethlehem. I loved it there. It was nice there. I love the wrestling program. I love my coaches, Chad Shirk, Tommy Rohn, and Don Rohn. So.
Was Rohn still going, huh?
Yeah, he's still going.
Let's talk about Coach Mytych and what you've learned so far from him. And
he taught me a lot so far. He was a great wrestler in college too. He most wins at Drexel University, so I always listen to him because he's the type of offensive wrestler I am. So I try to do as much moves that he does.
How about fitting into the college lifestyle? What that's like from high school to college, and being able to.
I like it a lot more just because I'm comfortable. No one's on you to do work and stuff, but it's not that bad at all. I don't think so. Just get your work done and go to class. You're fine.
How about some of your strengths out there on the mat? What would you say?
I would say on my feet is my most strength, and underhooks, just low singles, takedown, sweep singles.
Some of the competition you're going to face, take us through what you're looking forward to as December and January come up.
Great competition, actually, because I know we have Wilkes and we have Drexel. I'd love to see how I do against them, and just a lot of more other competitions getting harder towards the end of the season.
There'll be some tough guys you'll go up against, I'm sure. How about your family? Tell us a little bit about them and what they mean to you.
They mean everything to me. They're the ones that got me here. My parents, my siblings, cousins, grandma, all of them. They always taught me well.
As far as the goals down the road for you, say you're going to know a real short time how good you are this year. But when your career's over in wrestling, what are some big goals that you've set for yourself?
Like what I want to do. I would love to place at nationals and like hopefully just keep winning. That's my goal. And then after that, I want to go to the Marines. So.
Got a pretty good plan.
Yeah.
Of course, first qualifying, there's going to be a lot of firsts. We think at Keystone, as this wrestling program is still in its infancy stages, but you want to be a big part of it.
Yeah, I want to leave Keystone with my name there. That's my goal.
Paul, thank you for your time. Great to hear your story, and the best with your family in the holidays.
Thank you.